lying very symmetrically. Remind the mind that for Savasana, after adjusting the body generally, there is nothing to do other than be an observer. So when you hear the instruction that the skin from the middle of the forehead releases towards the temples, it doesn't mean you try to move that skin. Just watch it moving. As you breathe in, out easily, naturally, watch the extreme corners of the eyes falling away from each other without doing it. Just by observing, see that it happens. Be a witness. As you breathe in, out easily, naturally, find extreme corners of the nostrils falling away from each other. Extreme corners of your mouth falling away from each other. As though the whole left half of the face opens up to the left, the right half opens up to the right. And as all the facial muscles become very, very passive, receive that passivity more particularly in your lips. So that in the lips there is a sensation as though the flesh and the skin are falling away from each other. One is not quite able to tell whether the two lips are touching each other or not touching. Find that passivity from the lips going to the gums. Even though the gums themselves are very firm, there is no hardness in it. There is no tension in it. Then that passivity goes from the gums to the jaws. As you breathe in, out easily, naturally, from the jaws to the inner ears. As though the jaw is hanging from the inner ear. See that the very sense of sound is relaxed. To listen to me, don't project your ears out. Consider the legs becoming heavier and longer, as though everywhere in the legs, the bones, the flesh, the skin fall away from each other. Nothing to do, just watch it happening. So the sensation comes as though the leg is hanging not just from the head of the femur, but as though the leg is suspended from your inner ear. The more the leg is suspended, the greater the sense of deep space in the inner ears. Similarly, with your arms. Everywhere in the arms, the bones, the flesh, the skin fall away from each other. The arms begin to feel longer and heavier, as though they are hanging from the inner ears. Particularly with the legs and the arms, see that not only the legs and the arms are physically suspended from the inner ears, but there is a sense of letting go of all action, being very, very free from wanting to do any action. Nothing to do, hence nothing to become. Find all the pelvic and abdominal organs releasing away from each other, falling towards the floor, and also as though hanging from your inner ears. The only organ that doesn't go down to the floor is your heart. Heart rises towards the ceiling. All around the heart, there is vast sense of space. As you breathe in, out easily, naturally. And finally, the breath. Each inhalation increases the sense of deep space in the ears. That space is not lost on exhalation. So that breath after breath, the sense of deep space in the inner ears increases, as though the eardrum is dropping towards your feet. And the brain, as it releases in on inhalation, out on exhalation, feels as though falling. The brain falls towards the back of the skull first, then as though it is falling into the inner ears, where the brain, the sense of I, becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, while then so space, consciousness in the inner ears becomes infinitely larger. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Let the eyes slowly open. Stay there if you want for a longer period.